everybody, and welcome to a new edition of Joe's RodShop podcast. We're going to have a good show out there today. All right. Now, before we get started, guys, remember, click like, subscribe button. There's always a like and subscribe button. It doesn't matter what platform. Love hearing from you guys. Go drop a message on our Facebook page and talk to us. Tell us who you guys want to see on the show. All right. Now, this episode is brought to you by flexclub.co.za. Now, last week we had the head of Flex Club on the show, and we started talking about this great new leasing project thing that's out in South Africa, where you can actually lease a car from month to month or for 11 months or something like that. And guys, I'm using it, and it's phenomenal. Okay, so to give you a little bit of insight, you go into the site. Now, we've got a link on the website and on the podcast and everything where you can go click and you can get R1,000 off of your first month. Okay, so yes, so yeah, we're giving you $1,000 off of the first car, okay, that you're leasing. Now, this is how cool it is. So you go on and you register on the site, you put in all your details and stuff. They send you notifications of everything, okay, what you need to do, how you need to do it. Once everything is done, all right, they deliver the car. So they delivered a brand new Kia Picanto, which we're using as a nice little run around. It's a great car. Car's in great condition, guys. It is brand new. And is that simple? It's that simple. It's that easy. They actually bring the car to you. And if in a few months you don't need the car, you just cancel the subscription. Or if you want a bigger car, you just go onto the line and you go, "Ooh, I want this one." And you upgrade and you spend a little bit more and you get it. But all the hassles of owning a car is gone. All right. So if you travel a lot or you just need something short term or something, guys, this is a great solution. Go check it out. It's flexclub.co.za. You'll see the name on the screen. Go check it out. It's really awesome. I love it. I'm so happy. You've no idea. Absolutely no idea. All right. Now, on to today's show. We all love drags. Okay, drag racing is just absolutely phenomenal. And you know, if you go back and, you know, we watch the history of drag racing in South Africa and the days of the Wild Bunch and this type of stuff, you know, we're seeing that come back. And there's one guy that I've always wanted to get on the show because he's got the most beautiful drag cars you've ever seen. It's the Slooten brothers. Specifically today, we're talking to Mark. Now, he rides that Camaro, the red one. And I had it on the cover of SA Hot Rod magazine. It's still one of my favorite covers where he's doing a wheel stand. Very cool guy, builds cars for a living there as well. And he finally caught up with us. So guys, enjoy the show. Okay, and we are talking to Mark Slooten. Thank you for being on the show, man.
No, thanks for inviting me. Thank you very much.
I don't think last time I saw you face to face was, I think, a Rolling Thunder.
That's correct. Yes. Yeah.
That is many moons ago, isn't it?
That's probably 7 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But you've got some of the most famous V8 race cars in the country. I mean, but your whole family is in racing. How did you guys actually get into all of this? Sorry, I'm getting attacked by a mosquito or something here as well.
Yeah, it started off with us. We've always been into the muscle cars as a family. The three brothers. My dad introduced us to the actual muscle cars, and that he loved them. Mm-hmm. His first car was a '66 Buick Riviera.
Oh, nice.
That we worked on as kids, yeah. And he got us hooked. And growing up, we were involved and always around muscle cars, Mustangs, Camaros. So, you know, it's second nature to me to work on them, yeah. And as we all got married, we sold off the cars, except I kept my Camaro. But the two booties, they sold all the cars. And they bought houses with that money, yeah. And slowly but surely, then my dad took me to Tarleton, and that's when I got hooked with the drag racing. I was probably about 16, yeah.
Wow.
And I had to have a drag car, and it had to be a Camaro. So yeah, that's when it started. I started racing my street car first, the 68, the orange Camaro.
Mm-hmm.
And then slowly but surely I got Simon involved. And, then we built the Challenger for him. And then my oldest Boetie says, this looks like a lot of fun. And then, yeah, we built the 71 Mustang for him. And then his son also wanted one. And that's how the Fox came.
Fox body came to be.
Yeah,
but I mean, it must be nice growing up in a family like that, where it's just like this massive petrol head thing that constantly goes.
Yeah, it was very nice. I must say I'm blessed. I've always been blessed with being surrounded by very cool cars, So,
but did it cause like competition between you guys? Just who's always the fastest?
Always, yes. and the funny part of the whole thing is, I've always been the Chevy guy. Simon's more of the Mopar guy, and my oldest Jeroen, he's the Ford guy.
Yeah.
So it's a cool rivalry, but a friendly rivalry. But, yeah, it was awesome. We loved it.
But you guys kind of covered you kind of covered all three criterias from American muscle point of view. All
correct,
in
yes.
family.
Yeah. Just to show people we're not really biased. We love them all actually. As long as it's an American muscle, it's cool. So,
but now you guys, I mean, through your career, let me just go back quickly. You said something, that orange Camaro, wasn't that in Street and Strip back in the day?
Yes, it was. That was 1993.
93, yeah. I actually remember the article on that.
Yeah, and they had that Reader's Choice thing, and it still won the Reader's Choice for that year. Yeah.
Yes, I know. I was so angry because my dad's Anglia was on the cover, I think, of one of the editions, and you beat him.
Is it?
He had that like what's it called, a magenta V6 Anglia that was on the cover.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a lot of history, in drag racing. But and now you're not racing that much. You're building cars now more than anything else.
Yeah, there's after racing because of COVID and the nationals also that's been cancelled. We used to love the nationals because we're competitors. The drag racing nowadays is just time trials basically.
Yeah.
There's no championship series and a points chase and that. So we got kind of drag racing's taken a bit of a back seat, to focus on the business as well, And also I've got a 67 Camaro shell that I need to build. I bought a 68 Dodge Coronet convertible that I need to build.
Yeah.
So I need to focus on my own builds and the workshop.
Is this your actual cars, or is this clients' cars that you're building?
No, it's my own actual cars.
Oh, that's a nice collection that you need to do, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, so the drag car must stand for a while. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what the future brings.
No, but I mean, but you must get an itch. Like if you see like Ralph now out with that 69 that he's got, you must like sit there and you're like,
No, you do. You miss it. It's drag racing's been my life. I love it. But the problem for me also is just the financial aspect of it. It's such a money drain, and especially if you're trying to build up a business. You think, I'm gonna spend 50 or 60 Ks on new heads.
Exactly.
I'd rather invest it in something else.
But the fact that we don't have a proper sponsorship structure in South Africa.
Oh, there's non-existent.
Exactly. Exactly. It's so hard to find companies to back it. And I mean, I've been dealing with a lot of US companies who are looking at South Africa and stuff, but guys always forget there's so many criterias to it, from a sponsorship perspective, because like you say, now there's no nationals, there's nothing. So even when you go to a sponsor, it's like, how many events can you actually get to for
No, it's true. It's true. And there's maybe I'm just getting older, but there's nothing driving me to go drag racing anymore. Look, I'll miss it in that, but I need a competition. That's actually the bottom line of it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Hopefully they bring some sort of, maybe not the nationals, I doubt that'll ever come back, but like a regional championship, that could definitely work.
Exactly, because
we'll
at the moment, everybody's just running top ends, just checking times and stuff. So no one's actually going up against.
Yeah.
But don't you miss the days of Wild Bunch and this type of stuff? You know,
oh, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, look, not going against like Doopy and all these guys, but in the old days when the V8s came out, I mean, that was just heaven. You know, the old days of Tolton. And when the Golfs and stuff came out is when you went to go buy a hot dog. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. That's true.
You sit on the stands and wait. Okay, it's Golfs and stuff. I can go pee quickly. Yeah, and they're going to take so long to go down the line. I can be back.
But now those same Golfs, some of them are doing 9s. Yes.
Exactly.
But with a little 2-liter engine, we've been racing big blocks with 8 liters, with a bit of gas to get into the 9s, and now they're doing it like, if you have a 10-second car, it's just a street car. It's not even quick anymore.
But I mean, I had Tom Bailey in the States on the show, and I mean, they're running 4.5. That is absolutely ridiculous. The speeds and stuff and the technology that sits behind these things at the moment. I wish we could put like, I mean, I was watching Drag Week a few weeks ago, what they had in the US. I wish we could do something like that here, because to me that brought a whole different element to it, because it's not just about those 10 seconds. You need to like do those 10 seconds a few times and then like drive like 200, 300 miles to the next place. And you need to idle all the way and not blow up the motor and all this type of stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing what they can do. But I mean, a series like that is possible in South Africa, because you can start at, say, Midvaal, drive to Port Shepstone, the track there, Daisy. Then you can go to PE.
Yes.
Aldo, and then go to Cape Town.
That's
so
true.
The tracks are there, they're scattered, but
to get the people
to get it off the ground.
And get the backing and everything to actually make it happen. But how do you feel like drag racing's changed in South Africa? Besides for the fact, obviously, we don't have nationals and this type of stuff. Has the industry changed a lot?
I would say it's technology has caught up, especially turbo technology. Those are they're doing amazing times. We were the old dinosaurs. It's hard to compete. So, but as for drag racing, the whole format has changed. They still have they call it Cash Kings or something at Midvaal. It's very competitive. It's awesome. But it's, with COVID, there are no spectators allowed. So, it was hard to follow. You could follow it on Facebook, but it's just, we kind of feel out of that whole clique now. It's weird.
It does feel like you separate, or you feel separated from everything.
Yes.
But
the V8s. Especially the V8s. I think for years we've been pounding on these poor oaks, and they actually don't like us much. Now is their revenge, you can say.
Well, maybe it's time to dust off the Camaro, slap some turbos on there, and start hitting it. Start hitting it again.
Because Ralph actually phoned me in this week. He says, he's going to sell that new engine. And he's going to go even bigger. He wants to go 700 cubes.
Oh, I need to get him on the show.
So you can imagine the cogs going in on my head.
Exactly. And then, I mean, you've probably seen what Lizzie's Camaro that she's just won cash days with in the States. Yeah. Camaros just look so hot. You know,
They
69s,
are,
they just look so hot as drag cars. You know,
yeah,
it's like they were
they
made
do.
for it.
Yes,
You
yeah,
know?
it's one of the ultimate muscle cars.
Now in the
Yeah.
shop, so what cars are you busy building in the shop at the moment?
Oh, the shop is very, very busy. There's a long list of cars that we're busy with. I think the coolest one at the moment is a 64 Dodge D100
Oh,
that we're
nice.
putting the V10 Ram motor in.
Oh, wow.
It's on airbags. It's gonna have a T56 manual box. So yeah, that
When
one I'm pretty excited about.
when I started seeing you guys post photos of builds and that type of stuff, to me, you guys building full projects just made so much sense. I mean, you guys had
Mm,
such a history, especially in the V8 builds and this type of stuff.
yeah.
And I mean, and I like I said, I know you from Rolling Thunders, the Thunder times and stuff. To
Mm,
me, it was like a moment of, man, why did you do this ages ago? You should have.
yeah. Well, I keep telling myself that often. Should have started long. But everything happens for a reason. I think I've learned a lot from Rolling Thunder days.
Mm,
From there, I worked for the Georges. I don't know if you know George
yes.
Alfonso.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw their collection, but they have some very, very nice cars. And
Yeah.
I worked there for almost 3 years, and that's when I really learned how to build a nice car. Because there was plenty money, so I could build the car the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
So, and I learned a lot there. So it was a step towards opening my own shop because I've always wanted to do it. Yeah. But
But
you always have that doubt in yourself. But
when when I had my shop, and people always they said it, they think that you brag of trying to brag or something. But I always said it is easier to build a big dollar car than it is a small dollar car. You know, or how can I put it? It's easier to build a 500,000 rand car than a 150 or 200,000 rand car, and a lot of guys look at you, it's like, oh, because you just buy things. You're like, no, because on a smaller budget, you have to make a plan constantly. You always have to sit and figure out. And guys forget that you actually spend more time trying to find something cheap and make it work instead of just getting the right guy to make the part or just getting the part that you know that's going to work the first time. You know, I always said in South Africa, it was like create or buy companies that actually sell motors and gearbox done ready. Because to me, it was always such a hassle when you're buying an old motor, then you need to go to this guy for parts, then you need to go to this guy for machinery, then you think you're saving money because you picked up a 350 for cheap. But if you actually take that all that time period or anything together, it would have been easier and cheaper to just come to someone like you and go, I just need a motor, you know, just build me something that will work and that will be reliable more than anything else. The same with gearboxes as well. So where are you going now with the shop? I mean, like you said, you know, the wheels are turning on the drag car. So as much as you're saying, I'll probably see you next year in the drag car, but now where are you going with the shop and stuff?
Yeah, the shop is it's too small. That's the bottom line. But I've realized with working at Rolling Thunder and seeing all the bigger shops that you need to stay small.
Yeah,
that's the way you actually make more money. And then if it becomes too big, you lose control of the builds because people bring their cars to my shop for my work. Mark Slooten must work on that car, not Sivpo or whoever.
Yeah.
And when the shop becomes too big, you can't have your personal attention to every build. So I want to streamline the shop kind of, just so we can get back on track because there's just work standing everywhere.
Well,
and
the more they start rolling, the more projects you take on and stuff. It, like I said, it becomes a mess because you trying to fill in and you can't, and parts are getting missing or something gets happened and it
yes.
starts costing you money.
Yes.
I always liked Jesse James' way of doing business when he had West Coast Choppers, and it's like you bring it or you want a bike and you pay deposit or whatever, and you get it when I'm done, you know.
That's it. Yes.
And you keep a waiting list, because if you're good, then people will wait. You know, they know that the work, the quality and everything is going to be in there, and you keep a waiting list and stuff. That way, like you said, because I think a lot of shops forget that it's all about your name at the end of the day. Yeah,
that's it.
Every car that's going out there has got your name on it, so you need to always ensure that that car's
Yes,
at the top of the level.
Yeah.
So
well, that's true. It's true. And I'm actually telling people already that, you know, that the cars are on the waiting list. So what happens is you tell the guy, give me 6 months, then you bring the car. So you actually forget about that car, and so 6 months down the line, he phones you up, okay, I'm bringing the car, and
You're
there's
like,
no space for it. But I can't say no, because I promised him
6
he
months.
can bring it in 6 months.
And
so then it comes in, and
you know, 6 months in a car builder's life is a very short time.
Yeah. I'm always hoping there'd be a slot open in 6 months' time. Yeah.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
look, we're blessed to be busy. I mean, it's just in circumstances could, you know, you could, like a lot of shops, they have no work. Not in the restoration industry so much, but like mechanical shops. You know,
that's true.
They're suffering.
I'm talking. I mean, obviously, I talk to a lot of different shops and stuff. And I get like mixed things about it at the moment. You speak to one shop and they're like, "Oh, it's dead," and then you speak to another one and they're like, oh, "We just can't keep up. You know, we got waiting lists coming on, and we're pushing clients, putting clients away, and that type of stuff." And they're all even in the same areas. So, like I said, to me, it's always all over the place. The biggest issue I found with a lot of guys at the moment saying it's just cash flow more than anything, where projects that they just constantly waiting for money to come in on projects and that type of stuff. And then obviously the massive part issue we've got everywhere.
Yeah, parts is a nightmare.
Parts is absolutely, I mean, I was talking to a shop the other day, and he's like, he's got clients that's been waiting 7 months for parts from overseas. And the guys in the US, I mean, I know like Edelbrock and these guys are all catching up now, but it's hard going at the moment, trying to catch up with it.
Because we've been trying to buy a set of big block Chevy heads from Edelbrock. They have, no matter what you want, they have no stock of anything.
Nothing.
All rectangle port, no matter what CC intake chamber, they have nothing. Same with small blocks.
Last time I spoke to them, they were 6 months behind in production. But also keep in mind they change factories and everything, which also causes issues and stuff on their side.
Yeah,
but I'm sure it's going to catch up, bro. I'm sure it's going to catch up. Because I mean, everything. I was dealing with them had to be put on hold while they get stock sorted out first.
Yeah, but just go on. You know, even Summit Racing, the stock they have on hand is like very low. You can't buy small block Chevy cams anymore.
Really?
There's just none available. The lifters you can't get. No, it's rough out there. But let's hope things come back to normal. Yeah, once the whole COVID thing blows over.
But I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
Yeah,
but listen,
it's got to.
It will.
Yeah.
I said to someone the other day, it can't just continue. You know, something is going to, you know, at some point we're gonna turn around and go, wow, you know. Remember back then how hard it was.
So hopefully we can laugh about it.
Exactly. And not like an openly laugh crying scenario that we've got going on at the moment. But listen, thank you so much for talking to me on the show, man. I've followed you guys for such a long time, and it was always just so amazing. The cover with your Camaro on is still one of my favorite covers of all time. The one where you're doing a wheel stand.
Yeah, with the wheelie. Oh, that's cool.
Man, that's one of the few covers I actually wanted to print as an A0 and put it up in when I create an office again at some point.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
But listen, thank you so much for being on the show, and all the best with the shop. And send me some photos of the projects when you're done. I want to see it.
Will do.
Then
Yeah,
you can
sure.
do some features on them and get them out there.
Yeah, it's done.
Mm.
Yeah, 100%. I will do that. Thank you very much.
Okay, cool. Thanks,
All
Mark.
right, cool.
Okay,
Okay,
bye.
take care. Bye.